What's up, guys? We're back with another winter install video. Today we're going to be putting on the Machete saddlebag lights from our friends over at Ciro 3D. We're going to be doing this on my buddy Shane's 2014 Harley Davidson Street Glide. Pretty easy install, and thankfully we have a really nice day. We can have the doors open in the garage. Life is good. Let's get started. First, we're going to do a little unboxing for you guys. And as always, I'll have a link in the description of this video for these lights if you're interested in getting them for yourself. Easiest to go through that link. These do fit most Harley Davidson bikes, but there are some exceptions. So when you follow that link and you go to their website, just click on the fitment tab and that'll tell you what bikes that it does fit. They also have these for the CVO style extended bags, so it is a different part number if that's what kind of bike you have. Just make sure you get the right part. All right, unfortunately I already took the outer wrapping off, so you guys don't get the pleasure of unwrapping it completely. So there's one of the lights. Obviously comes with two lights, one for each saddlebag. And you've got your Y connector and a couple of cable tie holders and some cable ties. And I mention this in every Ciro video I do, colored instructions, always helpful. Okay, to give you guys just a quick idea of what these lights are, they mount right here under your saddlebag. They're stuck on with 3M tape. If you guys have ever used that stuff, you know it doesn't come off. It's what they use on body panels for cars and yada yada yada. Lots of stuff. Basically all you do is stick it on and wire it up. First thing we're gonna do is take our seat off again. Then we're going to do this with the saddlebags off the bike. So you're just going to take your saddlebag off by turning these clips, or if you got screw-ins, take those off. I'm just going to show you guys one saddlebag on this video. The other one is going to be the exact same way. So just follow the instructions twice and you're good to go. So once you get your bag off, I put this on a towel just so it doesn't scratch it. Get your light, and then what we're gonna do is just kind of test fit where the light is going to go, and then we're gonna mask where it went with our tape. So the saddlebag's kind of round just a little bit on the edges. So what you wanna do is you wanna make sure you have contact with all this tape. So you don't wanna put it on any of the rounded spots. So make sure you're sitting far enough back in this way and far enough back in this way where it's not gonna get on that curved area. I am the most picky person on the planet, so I'm going to take the sticker that Ciro sent with, and I'm just going to use it as a straight edge to see where that curve starts on the bag. I'll spin this a little bit so you guys can maybe see this. So I'm just going to put this on here and use it as a straight edge, and right where it starts to curve, I'm going to put a piece of tape just to kind of mark where the curve starts. And I'm also going to do it the same on this curve here. Alright, once you have your curve, by the way, this is not in the instructions to find it, this is just me being overly picky. But that way I get maximum adhesion for this tape. I'm going to bring it just inside of where my tape is here. That way I know I'm not going to get on that round edge, and I'm also going to bring it as far back as I can just for maximum visibility from the back of the bike. So that looks pretty good there. I'm going to also try to keep this thickness the same all the way through. I got a little steel rule here, we'll check it out. Everything's just a little bit round, so it's not going to be perfect, but then once you get it in place, you can take some tape and just mark where you're going to put it. That way when you go to set it back down with the 3M tape, you're not getting it in the wrong spot. Also, if you're wondering what the noise in the background is, I live by a school, and apparently it is recess time. Alright, once everything's marked and you know where the light's going to go, take some denatured alcohol or glass cleaner and just clean that area up so you know you're going to get good adhesion. There's a lot of road grime, oils, things like that on the bags. And then if you want, the instructions say to use denatured alcohol, which I do have a little bit. Run your finger over the end of it, activate that 3M tape, pull your adhesive backing off. And once you stick this down, you're going to want to hold it for 60 seconds. Light is on. Now you're just going to hold it 60 seconds. I'll see you guys in a minute. I flipped the bag over and I'm just pushing down onto the table with it. That'll help me hold the whole thing at once. Alright, got the bag back over. Time to run the wire. We're going to run it down here where the saddlebag rail is. Give it enough slack so it doesn't get pinched. We'll run it up like this. And we're going to run it across. We'll come out here towards the front of the saddlebag. Again, we're going to clean this up. Anywhere we're going to put a little cable tie down, we'll just clean this whole area with alcohol. Once you get it all cleaned up, you can put your tie downs on. I am going to put one right here just so I know this wire will be held right before it dips down into here. Just going to kind of do this as I go. Put this one on just a little crooked since we're going to try to take a little turn. Then before you tighten that one, just make sure you have enough slack in your wire so that saddlebag rail will still fit. Okay, saddlebag number 1 is done. I'm gonna do the other one real quick off camera and then I'll show you guys how this all hooks up and works. All right, saddlebags are back on. Again, it's just one little Y that goes into your stock harness and comes off with these. Now, Ciro does make Ys for these, so you don't have to have a bunch of plugs under your seat. Shane's got 3 plugs now, so we may have to end up getting him some of these little Ys. That way he can Y his saddlebag lights in with his new Ciro tail light that he put on this bike here a while back. But anyway, our saddlebag wires come out right here. Now there's 2 ways you can do this. So if you take your saddlebags off a lot, you can make this so your plug is outside of the seat, so you can get to it right here. If you don't take your saddlebags off very often, you can extend it up in under the seat and then everything's kind of out of the way. It's up to you however you want to do it. I've tried it both ways. I end up taking my saddlebags off more than I probably like, so I leave mine out. For Shane's, I'm going to put them in, and he can make that decision later. If he wants to push them back out, he can redo this a little bit, but that's how we're going to roll with it now. We're just going to go ahead and plug this into your stock harness, which is right here. Just unplugs. Trying to do this with one hand. So one side just goes into the female side. Can I get it? Oh yeah, I got it. And then the female side plugs into the male side of the bike. So easy, I can do it one-handed. Okay, once you guys get these hooked up, there are rights and lefts on this because these do act as a turn signal also. So if you look at your little Y connector harness, see if I can get this to focus. Right here, you can look at the wire colors and you can see, maybe you can see that red, blue, brown, and black. Well, the other side is red, blue, purple, and black. The brown is going to actually be your right side. So the connector that has the brown wire in it, you're going to wire that to the right side. Before I do that, they do send this dielectric grease in the kit. We're going to go ahead and just put a little dab of dielectric grease on the ends here to help seal these from moisture and help get a better connection. All right, they're all hooked up. This is what they look like off, and then I'll turn it on real quick. So as you can see, you have a running lamp, and then when I turn the blinker on, Look at that. Nice. And then from the rear, so that looks awesome. He's really gonna like these lights.